Welcome to Football with Cheese. Well, he's done it. Howie Roseman. He's done it again. That's why he's the best general manager in the NFL, hands down in my opinion. We'll get into that in this video. We'll break down the trades he has made. Just made a new one this morning. But first, make sure you are subscribed and hit that bell so you never miss a video. A couple things before we start. We have to cancel the watch along tonight, me and Mike, from the Lights Out podcast that we do every Tuesday night, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. The link is in the description, where we talk baseball, college football, and of course NFL. Yeah, we had to cancel tonight. I apologize for that. I promised to make a prediction, Cowboys-Cardinals, at the beginning of the watch along. I did not do it in my preview video. I will link it in this box at the end, but give me the Cardinals plus 3.5. I saw that it moved from 3 to 3.5. Give me the Cardinals plus 3.5 in Dallas and maybe come up with the upset. All right. Yes, predicting the Cowboys to lose. Eagles fans watching this, well, we'll like to hear that. I want to also thank everybody who's helped grow this channel. It's been doing amazing lately. My video about firing Matt LaFleur has just taken off. It's done 4 times more views than any other video I've ever done. It's only been about 20 hours, so thank you so much. Make sure you check it out if you have not. Okay, let's talk about the Eagles-Dolphins trade. Jaelan Phillips, the edge rusher, was traded from the Dolphins to the Eagles in exchange for a 2026 third-round pick. The Dolphins actually sent the Eagles some money to get a higher pick. So good move there for the Dolphins. We'll talk about that in a second. The Eagles have also added Jaire Alexander and Michael Carter. Both are defensive backs. I really like the Michael Carter trade. You gave up John Mechie in a late-round pick swap. John Mechie's not very good. He goes to the Jets. But Carter can play in the slot. He can play outside. He can play some safety. He can play some special teams. You just need depth. And we'll talk about that in a second. Jaire Alexander, maybe worth a shot. If healthy, he's a pretty good man coverage corner, but offers absolutely nothing on special teams. He's kind of a knucklehead. He gets hurt a lot. So I would not have made this trade. And he's probably the worst tackling corner in the NFL. If a running back's coming at him, he's not even going to try to make the tackle. He hurt his shoulder years ago trying to make a tackle, and ever since then, he just not interested in making the tackle. But I guess worth a shot. It's depth. You need depth in the NFL. People get hurt all the time. But first, let's talk about from the Dolphins' perspective. They have a horrible roster. They're a bad team. It's one of the worst rosters in the NFL. Chris Grier recently was dismissed or mutually parted ways. Sure, that's what happened. And the rumor is that he didn't want to make any trades for draft picks. He wanted to keep this team together, and that's why he was dismissed. I do not know if that's true, but if it is true, it's a good thing they got rid of him. The Dolphins need to get 12 or 14 picks over the next 2 drafts and completely redo this roster. It's a bad roster. Mike McDaniel, the head coach, is very likely not coming back. The new GM hopefully is in place by the end of the season and can make the decision on Mike McDaniel. But Chris Grier, his last 4 drafts were horrible. The only even good player, and he's very good, that he drafted in the last 4 years is Devon Achane. Jury's still out on some players, but just look at the last 4 drafts. It's been horrific. Look at the Eagles' last 4 drafts. We'll talk about that in a second, how great they've done. Let's talk about Jaelan Phillips, the player. He was a first-round pick in 2021. A little bit of a surprise. He went in the middle of the first round. I expected him to be a late first-round pick, early second. But it worked out. His first 2 years, he looked really good. 8.5 sacks. His rookie year, 7 his second season. Then he's been hurt. Hasn't played much the last 2 years. He's played every game this year. Hasn't been very effective, but the talent is there. Sometimes it's just really tough to stay motivated on a really bad team. Going into the season, the Dolphins expected to have a great pass rush. They knew the rest of the defense was probably crap, but the pass rush with Jaelan Phillips, Bradley Chubb, Matthew Judon, Chop Robinson, their first-round pick last year, was expected to be a strength, pass rush, and it has not been. It's not been a very good group. I'm sure the Dolphins wanted to move Bradley Chubb, but his contract makes it too tough. So get what you can for Jaelan Phillips. But I like this move for the Dolphins. And if you've not seen my video on Chris Grier getting dismissed or mutually parting ways and Stephen A. Smith's reaction, I'll link it in this box. Disgusting. Stephen A. Smith is just awful. I'm sure most of you would agree. But let's talk about Howie Roseman and the Eagles. He's been in charge since 2010. He's won 2 Super Bowls. In the 2017 season, he won a Super Bowl with Nick Foles as his quarterback. Very good team that year. I just want to go over some of his highlights because there's so many. In 2022, he makes this trade with the Saints. The Saints get the 16th pick and the 19th pick. The Eagles get the 18th pick, a third rounder, a seventh rounder, a first in 2023, and a second in 2024. They then flipped that 18th overall pick in 2022 and the third round pick to the Titans for A.J. Brown. The Titans would use the 18th overall pick on Treylon Burks, who's now on Washington's practice squad. A.J. Brown's a top 10 receiver in the NFL. I know it hasn't been that smooth this year between the Eagles and A.J. Brown. Hopefully they get it figured out for their sake. But still, what a move. Oh, I'm not done. They used the 2023 first-round pick on Jalen Carter, move up one spot to get him. For some reason, 8 teams passed on Jalen Carter with that talent. There is some off-the-field issues with him, but he's so good. So the Eagles were like, yeah, let's take him. In the 2024 second-round pick, they moved up and got Cooper DeJean, who had a pick 6 in the Super Bowl. Howie Roseman does this. He's so good during the draft. He lets other teams make mistakes, lets the draft come to him. We're going to move back to get more picks. We're going to move up for a specific guy. I can give you some examples. Let's just go over the last, say, 4 drafts. In 2021, he drafted Devontae Smith, moved up to get him, wide receiver, great pick. Landon Dickerson in the second round, one of the best left guards in the NFL. Milton Williams in the third round, instrumental in their Super Bowl run, had 2 sacks in the Super Bowl. He's now on the Patriots. Then the next year, they're picking 13th, and he drafts Jordan Davis, nose tackle of Georgia. In the past, when run defense was more important, Jordan Davis absolutely would have gone in the top 10. But some teams just don't value the nose tackle position. Howie Roseman's like, okay. So now they have Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis, one of the best defensive tackle combos in the NFL. Like I said, in 2023, he got Jalen Carter with the Saints pick. In the 2024 draft, I mentioned Cooper DeJean in the second round. In the first round, he took Quinyon Mitchell, another corner from Toledo, should have gone in the top 15. Almost every draft analyst had him 11th, 12th on the board, something like that. But the cornerback position has been devalued. A lot of people play zone. And the Eagles are like, sure, why not? We'll take him at 22. So they took a weakness, cornerback, and made it a strength with those 2 picks. 2 of the best young corners in the NFL, Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean. Unbelievable. And let's talk about this past draft. The Eagles tried to move up, if you believe the rumors, into late teens, early 20s for Jihad Campbell. There was a report that they had a deal in place for the Packers at pick 23. Packers absolutely should have moved down. But they tried to move up and get Jihad Campbell, still get him at pick 31. They moved up one spot. They really wanted him. He's a very good player, but he's an off-ball linebacker. Position has been devalued. Once again, Howie Roseman's like, I do not care. I'm going to get the best player on my board. And he looks very good. Andrew Makuba, safety in the second round, looks very good as well. Howie Roseman, what he does with the trades up, down for a player, getting now Jaelan Phillips and Michael Carter and Jair Alexander, gives him so much more depth. And with all the injuries in the NFL, you have to have depth to make a Super Bowl run. Just outstanding. And one more point I want to make. If Jaelan Phillips, who's a free agent end of the year, leaves in free agency, the Eagles will get a 2027 compensatory pick, probably a 5th rounder, maybe even a 4th, if he finishes the season strong and somebody gives him a lot of money. So even though they lose a 3rd round pick in 2026, they're going to get one back in 2027. And because Howie Roseman moves down a lot, moves up and down, the Eagles always seem to have 10, 11 picks in every draft. And because they have those picks, they can make a move like this. They can give up a 3rd rounder, and it won't hurt them. Just outstanding. Eagles, definitely one of the favorites to repeat. I know the Eagles had a bad 2-game stretch, lost the Broncos and the Giants, but they've looked much better the last 2 weeks. And they're at Green Bay this Monday night on a game they should win because they have a much better coaching staff than the Packers do. And Tucker Kraft, unfortunately for the Packers, has a torn ACL and he's out for the year. One of the best weapons on the Packer offense. So I don't know the spread, but I'm predicting the Eagles will win. But you never know. Jordan Love plays really well in primetime. So double team Micah Parsons, you should be fine. One more point I want to make about Howie Roseman and the Eagles. Somehow, with all their star players, and they paid a lot of people, they're between 20 and 30 million under the cap next year. How do they do that? They're so good at drafting, so good at maneuvering in the draft, and so good with the salary cap. Just such a well-run franchise. They should be good for the next 3, 4, 5 years. With that core that they have, just keep drafting well. So let me know in the comments down below what's your favorite Howie Roseman move. There's so many to pick from. Make sure you subscribe, hit the bell for notification. Once again, thank everybody for supporting the channel. I'm growing at a fast pace all of a sudden. Give me a thumbs up, really helps out. Comments help, subscriptions help, and of course, liking the video. I love comments. I try to respond to all of them. It took a couple hours to respond to all the Matt LaFleur, and they're still coming in. I keep getting notifications for them. I absolutely love it. Yeah, once again, the Lights Out podcast watch along tonight is canceled, but we will do the podcast like we always do. Tuesday night, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, link in the description. Share this with anyone who loves football as we continue to grow the channel. If you're a fan of any of the 32 teams, I cover them all. Also do college football, and we do a ton of videos leading up to NFL draft. Big emphasis here. And if you have any ideas for future videos, I can do a deep dive on any of the 32 teams. Let me know in the comments. Check these out if you have not, and I'll see you in the next video.